Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. Today we're going to take a look at the curved log cabin quilt. So if you want to see how to arrange different blocks like this, please stay tuned. I'm really excited about this curved log cabin quilt that I've been working on for the last few weeks. After I finished the t-shirt quilt, I really needed something that was kind of easier to think about, something that wasn't so hard on my brain. And so I had found this pattern in a basket a while ago. I'll put a link to the video that I first showed this. And so I was gonna work on this while I, just let my mind relax from that t-shirt quilt. So I started with some solid blocks that were just solid dark and solid light, and then I eventually went to my scraps. And so I have right here 4 of the scraps, or not the scraps, the scrap blocks that I made. And so one cool thing about this block is that it's the ones that I made anyway, they're light on one side and my light strips are skinny, and then my dark strips are dark. So it's really cool the effects that you can come up with these. One fun thing about laying this block out is that there were so many different designs in the that I could come up with the pattern, and I'm sure there are many more. But I just came up with a few that I want to share with you, and then after I show all the ones that I came up with, I'll show you the one that I finally went with. These are the 4 leftover blocks. This one has ketchup on it because it was on my kitchen table, so I'll have to clean that somehow after I get it finished. I ended up making 68 blocks. I put 64 in the quilt, so the quilt is 8 blocks by 8 blocks, and so I'm going to take these and use them after I get the quilt quilted. I'm going to do something special with these blocks. So there are lots of different ways that you can lay them out. You can lay them out with the dark all turned in, or you can lay it with the dark pointing out, like this. Okay, and these are just a few examples of some different ways that you could do it. I want to show you the ways that I came up with. What happens is, as you lay it out, the effect of the wide strips versus the narrow strips is that it creates what looks like curved designs in the quilt. So I'm going to show you the patterns that I came up with just by laying the quilt blocks out, and then we'll show you the one that I went with. I really liked laying out these curved log cabin blocks in different formations to see what kind of designs I could come up with. The first one, I started by focusing on a bright in the center, or the lights in the center, and then radiating out from that. So you see layers of white and blue and white and blue. And I really liked it. It had a nice curve to it, but it wasn't the one that I chose ultimately. The next one I like, I think they call it fields and furrows or something like that. It's basically a diagonal row of light followed by a diagonal row of dark and light and dark and so on. I really like this one as well. One thing that concerned me though was, since I had those solid blocks in there, that I really didn't want them to stick out. And in this pattern, the solid block sticks out a little bit, but it's still really cute. The next one, I actually chose to do individual blocks with the dark circles, and I love the look of this, and I like that the white forms like little crosses in the middle. Again, that solid block kind of sticks out, but I really like the design. The next one, I really love this one. What I did was I did pinwheels all around the quilt. Again, it's individual blocks, but I tried to do like a pinwheel block. So 4 blocks form that pinwheel. It's very cool. I love the movement of it.
I was still concerned about this, the way the solid squares, they stick out. But I just love this one. This will be great for any other design that I do. And for this one, I chose to, instead of putting the light in the center like on the first design, I put the dark in the center and let it radiate from that. So the center is a circle, and then the lights radiate from it. And this really highlights the dark pattern. And I liked it. The only thing I didn't like was the white corners. I would prefer to have dark corners on my quilt. The last one, I chose to put a circle as the center of the quilt, and then to form the individual blocks like that. So it's a bunch of circles, and then the edge of it has half circles, which I thought was very cool. And you can look at it either that way, or if you kind of squint, you really see crosses all throughout the pattern. And I like the way it came out as well. Next, I'll show you the one that I chose.
Out of all the ideas I had, this was the one that actually finally won out. As I was putting it together, I wonder how I might create like a path that flowed throughout the quilt. So I actually started by putting these 3 lights together here in the center, and then having another one that kind of leads out and then goes around. And so you actually see 2 paths. You see a narrow path and a wide path with the blue going through it. And I love the curves, and I just think that it flows beautifully. Another thing that I like is that my solid squares, like the one here, it blends in better than in some of the other patterns. So it really looks like it belongs in a pattern like this that just kind of meanders back and forth. So I just love the way this has turned out. I actually even got enough, I had enough fabric left over that I could do the binding as well. So the top and the binding are already ready. So I just have to think about getting a quilt backing, and I have an idea about what I want to back it with. I just need to get the fabric. I just think this quilt turned out great. Thanks so much for watching this video about the curved log cabin quilt and different ways to lay it out. If you have any questions about this video, please leave them below. Thanks again for watching. Thumbs up the video, share it with your friends, and hit the notification bell so that you can find out whenever I put out a new video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!